Hey guys, once again we are looking at the Caro-Kann defense. Now in this video, I'm going to show you a recorded stream that features a Caro-Kann match that I just finished playing against a candidate master on leeches regarding the GF Caro-Kann after d4, d5, knight c3, pawn takes, knight takes, knight f6, knight takes, and GF. You know that after EF we have that amazing trappy line that begins with knight f3, and after bishop d6 we go bishop d3, castle short, we go h4, if rook e8 check, we go king f1, and after bishop g4 we sacrifice our bishop like that, king takes, knight g5 check, pawn takes with discovery check, king g8, queen takes, and then we go on to win like that. Now just like in my last tutorial video on this line, we are more interested in this GF line where black takes on f6 with their g pawn. And in my tutorial video on this line, I said whenever you see this, just know there are very slim chances that black is going to castle short. Most of the times they want to castle long, and that's why after you successfully play your Italian setup with rook e1, you want to start pawn storming on the queen side as early as possible. Also remembering to bring back your bishop back to e2 or f1 and play c4 next and b4. Anyway, you're going to see something like this in the game that you're about to watch. But first, after gf, you still want to go knight f3. Just think of the Italian. Most of your opponents will play bishop f5 or bishop g4. It doesn't even matter. And then this is when you play bishop c4. They will play pawn to e6 and then you simply castle short. Normal Italian thing, right? Now the moves that you're waiting for are moves like bishop d6, knight d7, and queen c7. For example, if they play knight d7 in this position, you first of all play rook e1 because you want to sacrifice on e6, right? By the way, I didn't mention this in my last tutorial video. You don't want to play pawn to c3. Pawn to c3 can wait. Don't even rush with this move. I mean, you're just going to lose a tempo. This is one secret, you guys. So don't worry about pawn to c3. Forget about pawn to c3 in this line. Just play rook e1. There's a trick in this line. If black plays bishop d6, you want to sacrifice your light squared bishop here. As you saw in my tutorial video, you go knight h4. First, they will play bishop g6, and now this is when you can safely take on e6, sacrifice your bishop. This works like magic, you guys. For those of you who watched my first tutorial video on this, you know what I'm talking about. Point is, after this, yes, you are going to be down a bishop for the time being, but at an expense of quick development. And in this particular position, you guys, the move that you really want to remember, I didn't emphasize on this point in my first tutorial video, but now I'm saying it. After bishop e7, blocking the check, the move that you really want to rush with is bishop h6. Because if you don't rush with this move, maybe in the long run, black will be able to castle short. Although after queen e2 they can't castle short due to rook takes anyway. But just remember this, bishop h6 will save you time, you guys. And after king f7 you play queen e2. The idea is not even to defend that rook. For those who know, the idea is rook a e1 and queen c4. That's what you want to do. Anyway, this is one line, but if you're risk averse, you don't want to sacrifice, you can take on g6. It's not much of a stretch. Another move to consider in these kinds of positions is pawn to d5, but not really in this particular position due to knight e5 possibilities. But anyways, pawn to d5 is still fine. You know, if pawn takes, you just take. You just want to play an open game. If knight e5 is played, no need to sacrifice your bishop by taking unless you are tactically sharp. So you can just go bishop b3. As you know, after cd, first you have pawn to f4. If bishop c5 check, you don't worry because you have king h1. So you're just waiting for black to retreat their knight back to c6 or something like that in order for you to trap their light squared bishop like this. How cool is this, you guys? And I'm sure you're going to win a lot of games after this sequence. Of course, black needs to find a computer move, bishop f2. So you don't need to do that. There is that. Just take a free bishop. But then they have to see h takes g6. If bishop takes, you can just go ahead and take with check. After king takes, you go queen h5 check and you will win that bishop back. So black needs to be extra careful after pawn takes. Once again, they can't just take the rook due to a similar tactic. Pawn takes with check, and after king takes, you just take back. I mean, you are just up a piece in this position. You consider playing bishop h6, given a chance, develop your queen and then involve everything in the game. So this is one trick that most of your opponents are not going to see, I promise. Anyway, let me not say much. Once again, instead of bishop f5, back on move 6. After you play knight f3, black can also play bishop g4. But once again, you just continue with your Italian setup. After pawn to e6, you castle short, preparing to go rook e1 next. Again, after knight d7, you just play rook e1 first, before playing pawn to d5. This is what you want to do. But what if they just play bishop e7? This is one move I didn't talk about in my first tutorial video again, so you are lucky if you are watching this. After bishop e7, obviously pawn to d5 is out of the equation. But this gives you time to play bishop f4. Now there will be no queen c7. If queen b6, first you chase that bishop away. After bishop h5, you can even play queen e2. This comes with a hidden attack, by the way. The b2 pawn is a poison pawn because we have rook b1 and rook takes b7. In this position, if black castles or something like that, we can start pawn storming on the queen side right away. If pawn to f5, we even go pawn to c3. The plan is just to sacrifice our pawn and go in full beam. Here black can't even take due to queen takes. So in this position, it is suffice to say white is doing better. Right, so now it is time for me to show you the recorded stream, or rather the game that I had with a real chess master on Lichess that would demonstrate how you can beat the GF Caro-Kann defense. By GF I mean G takes f6. So let's go. Right, I'm playing against a candidate master. And this guy is very fast, by the way. Pawn to c6, kind of the Caro-Kann, if you think about it. Let me just go knight f3, why not? Oh, if bishop f5, now I can play bishop c4. Simple chess, but I know they are going to play e6. Let me just castle short. I plan to put my king on h1. This guy is playing so fast. Hope they know what they are doing. Why not attacking the light squared bishop? If anything, I'll just take it. And there's even a trick here if you think about it. Why am I feeling like sacrificing everything today? I can sacrifice on g6, I can take here. And probably after pawn takes, I go pawn to h3. And I'm also looking at the move bishop takes e6. This will come with check, and I'm just going to limit my opponent's movements. Let me try this. If f takes e6, I'll just take back with my rook. Sometimes just increasing their chances to blunder. Now this is bad. Queen e2 is an obvious move, obviously. I need to play rook a e1 next. Ah, why did I sacrifice my piece? By the way, black can't take my pawn due to rook takes. If you know, you know. That'll be checkmate after rook g7. Uh-oh. This is very bad. There's this check. Yeah, and this is a mate in 2 actually. Wait a second, this guy is a candidate master, yet they managed to play the only losing move in this position, the only blunder. You see, this is the reason why I sacrificed my bishop on e6. You just need to keep on attacking and attacking, because that increases your opponent's chances to blunder, like for real. So be an attacking player. You don't want to be defending all the way from the opening stage, no. Even when you're playing a passive opening like the Perk or the Rat, you should adopt a mind of an offender in chess. Offensive, defensive kind of gameplay.